So I got a question for you. Why'd you lose the wings? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing good. Fix the face. He has more personality, shape of the body, legs, arms, and added a few accessories. I like the accessories you added. I like this, by the way. The face is looking tight. Your scales are looking good. I like that you kind of left this here. It's nice. It leaves room for some nice, smaller scales in there. And that face is looking gnarly, man. Really, really cool. And those horns have some character. Like what you've done here. I like this coming up into the head. Oh, you'll put the other wings in after retopology is what you're saying? Cool. Well, see how it looks, It's easy to duplicate things. All right. So have you done any topology work yet or no? Just what you had the week before. Cool. All right. So let's take a look. Let me just look at the head, because that is bold and beautiful. I'm just gonna flatter you right now. Everything is working together so well. Like, you have a consistent language going on here that's just gelling. Maybe I see a little thing here where I'm not really sure how this connects in. I don't really know where these horns are going into the head. And something there in the skull. But I'm nitpicking this, but I'm nitpicking it for your benefit. There's something in how it curves into the skull that you kind of have it going abrupt like this, and have the skull like that. And I feel like this should flow into the skull. This line, you should continue that into the skull. This looks like, I know that you were kind of duplicating some things around, is what it looks like. But somehow these should probably be working together, welded together. No worries, Simon. Take care, man. Enjoy your dinner. And thank you for the awesome work. You too, man. See you on Wednesday, yeah? So Marcos, do you see what I'm seeing there? Or am I completely off my rocker? Because that feels integrated to me, right? All right, let's move through here. I'd say you want to watch the thickness here in these pieces. So there's wings, and you might want to make those a little bit more slender. It's feeling a little bit practical play-like as far as the thickness goes. I'm gonna watch stuff like that. Make sure it's not penetrating in bad ways. It's nice. All these lines are freaking, dude, I'm in love with all your freaking silhouette work. I mean, that's just fucking gorgeous. Excuse my French. I hate to say that. Sorry, Christian. Pardon my cussing. Yeah, this is looking really nice. And this is, I guess it's just a personal thing. And I know that this is like a it's a thing in mythology and design and in different types of dragons. And I guess I'm just like, it's so funny. I am so particular with dragons. Like this has been my ideal for the longest time. Let me pull something up for you. Are you guys familiar with who Miles Tevis is? I might have brought him up to you before, early on in class.
Welcome. There's no turning back now.
So, now that you heard that, let's go to some of his work. Because my ideal is this is like, there's Tars Tarkam, where is it? And I know this is such a narrow view of a dragon. I get it, like it's, like this is a very exceptionally well done traditional dragon. Like this is, it's really, and it's almost more Drake-like, right? But than dragon-like, it's more of a Drake. But this has been my ideal for a long time. Like I just fell in love with it. First it was Dragon Slayer, and then it was Reign of Fire. That really did it for me. And this, even Game of Thrones hasn't beaten this out for me, Yeah, a wyvern, thank you. More of a wyvern. Because it doesn't have the front legs. So this is a shock to my system a little bit. And it's not to say it's bad, but it's a very personal thing that I'm like, oh, well, the head feels a little bit heavy in comparison to the body, and but it's a different aesthetic, and I dig it and I appreciate it and I'm loving it. Honestly, like I'm digging it. It's just like I have to fight my own biases. I recognize it's a bias, and I fight that. But I will say one thing. This is nice. This little piece you have in here, that's pretty damn cool. What would be nice is to see some emphasis on the rib cage, just a little bit. Just something in there that pulls that out just a little bit, so he feels like he has a little bit more of a rib cage. That's just that's that might be my bias speaking, but I feel like, look at this, boom, 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 and then you just kind of have duh, right? I feel like, let's step back. I feel like I should see, boom, something sharp. You have it here, you know? So I think this area for me is feels weak, and I'm really trying to take in my bias and trying to fight that. You know, I'm trying to let that influence what I'm telling you right now. But let's just do this, and maybe I'm spoon feeding you too much, you know, and not letting you be, you know, not being satisfied with you being the badass artist you are, you know, as you guys all are. Let's look at this area. And I don't think it has so much to do with the pose. I think it has to do with sort of busyness, and you do have areas of rest in here. You know, like this is a very restful area. This is a very turbulent, violent area. You got another very busy, turbulent area here. Right? And this portion is a nice area of rest. But if we look at this, the feet look great, by the way. I dig that. Really, really damn cool. I mean, it's getting close to being in a finished state, which is nice to see. I don't know if it's just if it's the render, but it definitely feels more and more. It feels close to a finished state sculpturally. This, for me, does not have the same excitement, and I think it's these lines. And I could see that you have this in here to try and break that up, right? You brought in this element, which is cool. And maybe this has always been there. It's just always been buried by the hind legs, and I've never seen it before. The double spines along the ridge are a nice touch. I would love to see the tip of the tail, but something tells me you're still working on it. Otherwise, it'd be in the shot. So play with that here. Just think about it. You know, maybe it's an accessory. Maybe it's just the shape of the rib cage. You know, that gives you a little bit more of an exciting line here. Yeah, something like that. Something dramatic. You know, and you can look at. It's so funny. I was talking about chickens. You can look at a chicken breast, you know, and look at that bony plate. I think I brought that up earlier, you know, the griffin. So see if there's something that you can't do in there to kind of play with that line. Well, here, let's just do this. Sorry for blocking your foot there. Let's see. Let's try to start a new layer. I'll try and be a little bit more careful here. I don't know if that's it, but something, right? Something sharper there, sharper, more dramatic turn. Anyways, I'm beating a dead horse. Let's see. Move another look over. There's some very nice stylized elements in here, and you've executed them very well. Your sculpting is clean. Your construction is clean. It's nice. So, any questions you have for me to wrap this up? Because I don't have a whole lot else to say. I mean, I could sit here and compliment your piece for a bit, and I'd say that, you know, without seeing the tail and the entirety of the creature, it's a little difficult to judge the rest of it. I like where you're going. There is a third image that I'm missing. All right. Ah, is that the one I'm missing? That is the one I'm missing. Or is there another one I'm missing? Ah, there it is. I am blind as a bat. Look at that. Or I just don't get enough sleep. All right. Let's copy that. Okay, I have the same comment for your tail as I do for your torso. Incredibly exciting. Very exciting. You don't love the tail. But I'll tell you, you've invested a lot of good work into this guy. And Christian is absolutely right. And take it or leave it. I guess for me, and maybe I'm crazy, but like I said, maybe I'm absolutely crazy. It doesn't even have to be huge, but I feel like it just needs something. And I understand you're working from a concept, and you're trying to keep some important elements of the dragon intact to match the Nakash legend. But this is really cool, dude. I mean, the stuff I'm saying right now is really like I'm looking for something to say. You know, I'm looking for advice for you. You know, and really, I think you have a fairly clear vision on what you want to do. It's just a matter of you implementing it. And I'm just giving you ideas, and that's it. So, do you have any questions about where to go forward? Yeah, no problem, Marcos. Of course, that's what I'm here for. But yeah, it's it's dope. Yeah, I think that, like I said, this might be just be too large too. But I just think something make for a nice bookend.